Hey everybody, good evening. It's Ben Capozzi with Broad Shoulders Farm in beautiful Halifax County, Virginia, Zone 7. And I am in the winter quarters slash squash, pumpkin, and corn patch here. The goats are gone and the chickens are gone, so I just wanted to do a quick update and show you where we are and the work that is ahead of us. So let me flip the camera around and I'll show you what's what. Okay, so here we are on Tuesday. Today's Thursday. On Tuesday, Amy came and got the goats. And today, friend of the farm, Ian, came by and helped me move the chickens out, except for about 5 little reprobates who did not go quietly, did not go easily. Actually, it's my own fault. I misdid the move. I didn't have the fencing completely set up over in the April paddock, and I thought the chickens would stay over there longer, but they almost all followed us back over here, so I had to get a feed bucket and lead them all back. And of course, these 4 here, but I think there's 5. I think there's another one in the hedge, refused to go. So I've been catching them throughout the day. It's going to be dark here in less than an hour, and when they start to roost, when they find their spots, I'll grab them and relocate them over there. Though it's funny, because if you look on the corner over there, those guys are still lined up like, oh, what do? We come over here. Like, they literally rode over there in their houses just like they always used to. So anyhow, but that's not what this video is about. This video is about, look what the goats and the chickens did. I mean, like, this is unreal. The ghost just cleared all this. Now, they could have stayed a little longer, sure. I could have, I don't have a blade for my chainsaw, but I could have brought down these junk trees to make that honeysuckle up there more accessible to them. But I just decided that it was getting time. They were here for just under 3 weeks, so like 2.5 weeks. The main factors in my decision were, 1, the buck was going kind of buck wild. He had really started getting to this thing where he was running in here a lot, and it was terrorizing the chickens. And I actually lost a chicken last week, one of my older boys, and there were no marks on him. He'd previously not been ill at all. And I'm almost wondering if he hadn't got out of the way fast enough and he got like kicked, and maybe that's what happened to him. I'm not sure, but it was sweet Italian chow, which makes me very sad. But he was also, you know, like I said, just kind of running around terrorizing them, and he was rearing up an awful lot, like to greet me. And again, I don't know anything about goats other than that they eat a lot of stuff, which is great. But you know, I didn't research them the way I did chickens before I got chickens or anything like that. So Amy just brought them over and they went to town. But I didn't want to, you know, figure out his behavior, figure out what was going on. I certainly didn't want him to, you know, ram me with his horns and break my femur or something like that. So I decided that it was time. He was also pushing against the fence a lot. He would like lean against it and really, sometimes he was like scratching, but most of the time he was just like pushing, like trying to get out. And of course they knocked over both of the feed cans just after I had refilled them. And that's on me. I should have put bungee cords or something on top of them, but they really knocked those out, and that's actually put me in a bit of a bind here now, because I'm running really low on feed, and feed pickup day isn't until next week, midweek, Wednesday. So anyhow, but they did a great job. I mean, I'll come in here, I'll get a new chain for the chainsaw. I'll come in and I'll cut all these again so this regrowth will stop. I'll bring down the junk trees. I'll just fell them right in place. I will cut the wires binding these posts together, and that were the guide wires for the grapevine that was in here. By the way, the grapevines, I'm pretty sure survived. I think, did I see fresh growth? Yeah, check that out, yo. So I will, once I get in here and clear a bit more, I will put some of this on the ground and try and get it to root, or I will air layer it to get cuttings of this, because this was the grapevine that my wife's great grandfather grew. And so I'll do my best to preserve that. But I need to get on top of this because I don't want it to flush back out before I can get it all burned, get it all killed and get it burned. So I beat it back with the help of the goats. What I don't want to do is to lose the advantage here. So I'm going to do what I can to save these grapevines, but I'm going to cut the wires. I'm going to pull the posts out of the ground. They're pretty darn loose. You can wiggle them and they'll come out. Cut down these junk trees. Cut down all of the honeysuckle at ground level. And then just burn this whole patch. Burn, burn, burn. I will get probably a bunch of firewood. There's obviously a lot of junk in here when I thought I was just going to be burning it before I thought that I was going to take advantage of help from the goats. But right on the other side of the house is my father-in-law's wood processing operation. There's a pile of firewood, 3 stories tall. I'll bring some of those logs over here. I may even use a little diesel or something to get it started. I'm not quite sure, but I'll run them down the line here. And we'll have to do, I guess, maybe a bit more research. I've never done a big burn like this, but I think I'm gonna have to do a burn because, there's 2 decades of honeysuckle berries dropped in here as well. So I really need to get rid of it all. Hey, Johan. There's Johan the Yarhan. There's Toasted, one of our Americanas. There's one of our Dutch Leghorns. There is Rufus, black Americana Roo from Cackle Hatchery. Here's where the 2 houses were. So there was one chickshaw. There was the other chickshaw. I think that when this is all cleared out at 2 rows every 8 feet, including the lanes in between them, I think I can get 10 rows in here, which would be great. I'll run them. I probably wouldn't run them the whole length. There need to be some breaks, some stops in there, but I think I can get quite a few rows in here for corn and squash and pumpkins, things that are heavy feeders. But I'm super impressed with everything that the goats did. I'm so grateful to Amy. There's some of the wire from the grape trellis. I don't want to get tripped up. Impressed by the goats, grateful to Amy, but I need to make sure that I don't press my advantage here and lose the leg up on all this that the goats have given me. So I got to get this burn going sooner rather than later. So hopefully it can happen next week. If you're thinking about using goats to clear land, based on my experience, they are pretty darn impressive. Pretty darn impressive. And I really love this plan of this is going to be, I'll bring all the chickens, the laying flocks in here for January and February, and then I knew I was going to have to build a gate in here anyhow. I just hadn't got all the materials ready, and I knew this was going to be our exit. But today, Ian, when he came to help me, I was like, all right, the gate's going to be right here. So we just cut this, and I took out a blueberry bush that I had planted there because this is the easiest flow, right? In terms of they come right out in February, and that's the March paddock. Right now they're in the April paddock. Today's April 15th. They went in there. They'll come out of there May 15th or so and go into the May paddock on the other side of the rooster run. And then in June, they'll be down there around the old tenant house. And then they'll come all the way back up here and be here for that. July, August, September, October, November, December, and then we'll wheel them up and back in here and they'll come in. Also next week, I'm excited. Hopefully I'm gonna have some help. My dad's gonna come and visit again. We've already worked out the rough plan for it, but we're gonna start the barn plan right up here. It's gonna go in here. I say barn, it's more like a fairly nice shed with a room, but that's what we're gonna have in there. So that's where we are. I'll do another update on this probably around the time of the burn, and then we'll get the rows in. Today's mid-April. I would love to have this done by mid-May, or let's say June at the latest. That is pretty late to be getting in my squash and my pumpkins, but doable. So we'll see. All right, wherever you are, I hope that you are staying happy and healthy and well. Same for those you know and love. Questions, concerns, comments, helpful critique are always welcome. And I will talk to you guys later. You can follow the farm at Broad Shoulders Farm on Facebook and Instagram. Take care. Bye-bye.